All right, what is going on, everyone? I'm going to be talking about in this video exactly how you can start a remote window cleaning business from $0 to $10,000 per month within your first month. Before I start this video, if you guys obviously don't know who I am, my name is Grady. I own a window cleaning business out here in Phoenix. Basically doing about 110, 120K per month. We've got 10 technicians. We do Meta, Google, Facebook, a bunch of different marketing methods. So again, I'm going to talk about in this, in this video exactly how you can start this business model from absolutely nothing and build it into an absolute empire doing $10,000 per month from your laptop. So number one, why is this business model actually good and why should you actually start this business model? Number one, it's high margins, low equipment cost. All my students start with absolutely $0 in equipment. They actually get their first job. For anyone that's starting this business, you can get your first job and then buy your equipment after you get that first job. Like you can literally use the deposit from that job to buy your equipment. You have no equipment cost and you can charge $600, $700, $800, even $1,000 for power washing, window cleaning on these bigger houses. And you also get recurring revenue. That's the reason that I actually sold a window cleaning business after I graduated high school for a little over $400,000. And the reason for that was because we had about $100,000 in annual recurring revenue. And obviously it was like a 4x, so we exited like a 4x of the annual recurring revenue. And you can build recurring revenue inside your business, so you can sell for a lot and you can have guaranteed income, right? So that's why the business model is really good. You have high margins, recurring revenue. It's very scalable. You're not the cleaner, you're not the salesman, you're not this, that. You're the operator, you're the owner, and you are operating the business, and you're in charge of you to actually scale your business. So a lot of businesses, they get stuck in that owner-operator mode where they're the owner doing everything themselves and they're in the field. You do not have to do this business model, and you do not ever have to clean a window again in your life. And I'm going to say that right now because every single person gets that wrong in this business model. The math is you can do two jobs, $400 to $500 a day. You pay, let's say you do $1,000 a day in revenue. That's $30,000 a month. Let's say you pay $300 in labor a day. You're making about 10 to 20K per month, 20 to 30K per month within your first month of actually doing this business model. So phase one of actually starting your business, right? You want to set up your LLC, you want to get your EIN, you want to get your business bank account. I use LegalZoom for all of my LLC and EIN registrations. Simply go into LegalZoom, put in all your information about your business, where you're starting it, how you're doing it, et cetera, et cetera. You're going to get your EIN and you're going to get your article of organization. After you get those two, your EIN and your articles of organization, you're going to go to the bank, Bank of America, Chase Bank. You're going to go to them and you're going to tell them, oh, what's going on? Hey, I own this business. I want to get a business bank account. They're going to let you open a business bank account. You're going to get a debit card and you're going to start your business just like that. You can also open up a line of credit. You can get a credit card if you're using Chase. I would prefer Chase Sapphire Unlimited is really good. And you can also get a line of credit up to like $100,000 after going up your LLC. So you can use that money to actually start your business, right? So again, business bank account, insurance, you can use Next Insurance, you can use Thimble Insurance. Those are all two really good options that are definitely affordable as well. Just get that basic $1 million general liability. You need that to do those commercial jobs. You need to do all residential jobs just to make sure you're protected, because you want to be protected in case anything happens inside your business. So phase two is going to be the core systems, right? Your Google My Business profile is your long-term asset inside your business. You absolutely need your Google My Business profile. Take your business to any level. It's going to create you. This, for example, this is my Google My Business profile. You can see here, this is my business, AZ Window Wizards. You can see here we have 268 reviews. We're very professional. You need to have that. That is a long-term asset of your business, is having that Google My Business profile. So you are, so you have time and you have rapport, and people can look up on Google and they can see you. Because if you live in a house, people are going to search up window cleaning near me. You're going to call them first and they're going to call you. So number two is going to be CRM / your booking and your communication. So I use Homebase 360 for all my CRM to track the jobs that we're doing, the scheduling, revenue, profit, everything like that. I use Homebase, I use QuickBooks, and I use Quo. Quo is the phone software that I use, and like I said, QuickBooks to track all your finances as well as all your deposits, and then as well Homebase 360 to do all your scheduling. So set up those three softwares. Your phone system, again, do never use your personal cell phone. Get a dedicated business line. That is the mistake I see every single business owner make for some reason, and everyone gets it wrong. I don't know why no one understands it. It is so simple. You need a business phone number, right? Phase three is going to be the equipment, right? What you actually need is you need a couple of simple things. So if you're starting out just from scratch, you're going to want to buy a squeegee, you're going to want to buy some towels, a mop, and maybe a ladder. It's very simple. Again, it's very low equipment. The secret stuff is going to be using that deionization tank, right? So buying a deionization tank, again, you can use a line of credit or a credit card with 0% interest for the first year, Chase Sapphire Preferred, to actually buy your first piece of equipment so you can invest in your business and not have to use any money out of your pocket. That's why this business model is so good. So you can use a water fed pole, a mop, and a squeegee for your equipment. And then your vehicles, you do not need to buy a brand new van. You do not need to do that. You do not be a truck. You do not need to do any of that. You can have your technicians use their own reliable vehicles and their personal vehicles to drive around from job to job until you build up enough capital to where you can buy vans. My business has 5 vans. I started out with absolutely nothing. I actually started out with a $2,000 van, and now we have 5 vans that are wrapped and a truck. So you don't want to be overextending yourself as soon as you get off the bat. All right, guys, and then number 4 is going to be getting customers, how to actually get customers. So I personally started out when I was 17 years old, a junior in high school. I started out doing just door-to-door sales. It's definitely the fastest way to actually make money. You can go around any neighborhood, knock on their door, sell them window cleaning, get that job, do that job the same day, and you can make $1,000 today, right? The next thing is going to be Facebook Nextdoor. You always want to be posting organically on Facebook, Instagram, and Nextdoor. In community groups, posting CTAs, call to actions, making sure people know that you're actually a business, and really pushing yourself out there. You want to get your name on as many websites as you possibly can. Now, number 3 is going to be Google Ads and Google Organic and Google Local Service Ads. So that goes back to your Google My Business profile. For example, like I said, this is my Google My Business profile. We get tons of business. We just landed a $1,400 commercial project from here yesterday. You're going to want to make sure that you have an optimized Google My Business profile. You're getting a bunch of reviews, and that's just fully optimized overall. You really want to make sure that that profile is fully optimized and you have a lot of reviews, you're posting on it, you have products, you have all these little things that are making your profile look very professional. You want to make sure you have all those for your Google My Business profile. And then obviously meta ads is the biggest thing. Again, once you get a little more capital, typically my students inside my program are getting into Facebook ads within the first 1 to 2 weeks after they're making their investment back on the program, whatever they're making $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 back on the program, then they're going to be investing in Facebook ads 100% and getting a ton of business from there. And that's going to be their main marketing method. Reviews, also make sure you're getting every single review after you do every single job. Get a review, get a tap card, make sure you're dialed with that. The sales script, that kind of goes into door to door. I have a couple of videos on my YouTube exactly how to actually say that sales script so you can actually start getting jobs. Again, we do the inside, outside, windows, frames, sills, tracks, screens, entire house top to bottom. You have that protective coating, and then just assume the close. Always take a 25% deposit to make sure no one's no-showing and people are actually committed. When it comes to hiring technicians, it's very simple. You want to find them on Indeed. That is definitely the best spot. You want to look for people that actually know how to work. You want to look for people that are looking to get performance-based pay, people that are looking to actually put in the work and get paid for it. People that are going to show up every day, people that are young, they're motivated, they have their own car, they're good at communication, they're good at customer service. That's the type of people you want to look for when actually hiring, not a 60-year-old guy who's tired and mentally draining, has kids, stuff like that. Yes, you want to find people that have that fire underside them, whether if it's a charge on the record, if it's kids, if it's a family to provide to. That's typically the people I see work the hardest just because they have to provide. So hire those technicians. Again, Indeed is probably going to be the best spot. There's tons of other systems you can use inside Indeed to actually do that. And just to clarify as well, after you hire those technicians, you're going to have your first couple of jobs coming in. You're going to be knocking doors. You're going to have Google coming in. You're going to have Facebook ads going up. And you're going to start landing your first jobs. Connect those jobs with the technicians. And it is as simple as that. And you will start making $10,000 to $15,000 to $20,000 per month. Obviously, there is a ton more to go that goes into that business model. But that is the basics of actually doing this business model. Is going to be just that. And I just want to clarify as well, your role as the owner, is to be the owner, not the operator. Your role is to be the owner and the operator. Your job is sales, marketing, and dispatch. That is your job, is those 3 things. It is not to fix a pole. It is not to buy equipment. It is not to hire technicians. You need to have managers in place to do all those things for you so you're not wasting your time. Again, use QuickBooks to know every single number, every dollar in, every dollar out, so you know your exact profit margin, not your just revenue. And that's literally it. So that's literally it. You want to be just tracking every single number inside your business to make sure you're not losing any money, to make sure you're not, missing out on capital that you shouldn't be lost out on. And you want to, again, this business model is so easy to start in this day and age, especially with AI and with all this technology that we have nowadays. This business model has genuinely never been easier to start than now. So if you are not starting this business model or you are not scaling your business doing this business model, you need to start now. So again, if you guys are curious about, working with me one-on-one, joining my one-on-one mentorship program, I'm going to leave a link in the description to join my program. You're going to apply to it. We're going to book a call, see if it's a good fit, and we'll go from there. I'm going to leave a link in the description to that. Book that call. I'll see you guys in the next one, and I appreciate you guys watching. This is exactly how you start a remote window cleaning business from $0 to $10,000 per month in 60 days.